scene of one of the most high-profile rapper assassinations in history. If you're thinking someone should really make a documentary about his life, he's already beat you to it.
It made me appreciate life, and it made me want to do things for the greater good.
It all goes back to one point. So I have a dream. A lot of times people see your dreams, they crazy.
What's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? That's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape. If I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors.
Best comment gets pinned. Good luck. Hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs was on the scene of one of the most high-profile rapper assassinations in history. If you're thinking someone should really make a documentary about his life, he's already beat you to it. Made me appreciate life, and it made me want to do things for the greater good. It all goes back to one point. I have a dream. A lot of times people see your dreams as they crazy. What's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? That's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape. If I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. Across the history of hip-hop, there's always been a handful of people you simply don't want to cross. Most artists try to keep their issues low-key, dropping subtle disses in tracks or settling things behind scenes. But then there are those who do it different. They turn their feuds into full-blown public spectacles, throwing shade out in the open like it's a sport. These are the ones who don't just rap about beef. They live it, breathing energy into every feud they touch. And standing tall at the center of that chaos.
I know what it feels like to have nothing, all right? And have to rebuild my life over $600-700 a month.
He's been trained to believe what you seen him say in that interview when I said that he's entitled. Really, it's his mom's entitlement. It's been filtered.
None other than 50 Cent. The man doesn't just confront his rivals, he thrives on it. Every feud he steps into turns into headline news, shaking the industry and keeping fans glued to the drama. Special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, __, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. The bucket of ice, man. Most people already know that 50 Cent didn't just beef with Ja Rule. He ended his career when it was at its peak. The clash between them became one of the most unforgettable feuds in hip-hop history. It hit so hard that the phrase getting Ja Rule turned into its own slang, meaning when a rapper gets completely destroyed in a battle. When someone gets lyrically wiped out or their reputation gets shattered beyond repair, people still say they got Ja Ruled. That's how deep 50's impact ran. He didn't just win a feud, he changed the culture itself. I can't say that I can resolve a situation or beef with somebody that I can't stand as __. You understand what I'm saying?
When it comes to the tough guy and the hardcore rapping, you can't do that. Like, when I met him, he was writing raps for Diddy on Forever, right? And this is after he got poked up. This is after Gotti and them poked him up in the Hit Factory, and he ran to the cops, and he got an order protection. And he was walking around with the police. NYPD was holding him down. Swear to God. He was in Daddy's house, in the lounge, and he had security, and he ain't sold one record.
It's not no, this ain't WWF. It's not like I just got rap beef with this __. I don't like this little __. 50 Cent's no stranger to controversy. He'll go after anyone if there's tension, even his own family. When things went bad between him and his son, Maris Jackson, 50 didn't hold back at all. He publicly called him a crybaby bum and accused him of just wanting a handout. It shocked fans everywhere because most people would never take family drama to that level. But 50, he turned it into another headline. It showed that when he's angry, no one's off limits, not even his own blood. I know what it feels like to have nothing. All right, and had to rebuild my life over $6,700 a month. He has been trained to believe what you see him saying in that interview when I said that he's entitled. Really, it's his mom's entitlement. Man, it's been filtered. But now 50 Cent might have just dropped his final and most explosive shot yet.
He said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no, take me, that's what a guy says to a girl.
50 Cent later joked that he saw this moment as Diddy trying to test the waters, like he was checking boundaries to see how far he could go. He compared it to Diddy, dipping his toes in the baby oil, a slick metaphor 50 used to suggest that Puff might have been seeing how 50...
And this time it's aimed straight at one of his longest-running and most powerful rivals. We're talking about none other than Sean Combs, also known as P. Diddy or Puff Daddy. Once celebrated as one of the most influential figures in music and business, Diddy's name carried serious weight. He was seen as a symbol of success and power in America's entertainment scene. But lately, everything's flipped upside down. His reputation has taken a wild hit with stories and accusations swirling around him nonstop. And 50 has been watching, waiting, and striking at just the right moments, turning Diddy's downfall into one of the biggest sagas hip-hop has seen in years. I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get whatever I want. I have to get. All of this has completely shattered Diddy's once spotless image. His reputation isn't just damaged, it's wrecked beyond belief. The man who was once praised for his business empire and flashy lifestyle is now surrounded by controversy, and the shine he once had seems to be fading fast. It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. Plenty of people have tried to break down the shocking fall of Diddy with shows, interviews, and endless documentaries spilling details about the lies, betrayals, and wild lifestyle that surrounded him. Some projects even dug into stories so outrageous they sounded unreal. From secret feuds to strange habits that had fans talking nonstop, but none of them hit as hard as the latest 4-part Netflix series that's got everyone buzzing titled Shock Holmes, The Reckoning. This explosive documentary was executive produced by 50 Cent himself, and it's being called the most powerful and damaging deep dive into Diddy's world yet. We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business we're losing. This documentary isn't just another retelling. It's masterfully put together. It dives deep into every era of Diddy's life, connecting each chapter like pieces of a puzzle that all lead back to the chaos of today. The storytelling is sharp, emotional, and packed with shocking revelations that keep you locked in from start to finish. It stands out as one of the most powerful and well-built documentaries in recent years, blending old scandals with fresh drama to show exactly how everything unraveled for Diddy and how his past keeps crashing right back into his present. If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think is going to feel? Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say, this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Before breaking down the Netflix doc, it's important to rewind and look at how this feud between 50 Cent and Diddy even began. From the very start of his career, 50 came into the game ready for war, taking aim at everyone in the industry. His track How to Rob, released in 1999, was a spark that lit the fire in that song 50 Didn't Hold Back. He called out some of the biggest names in hip-hop, including Diddy himself. It wasn't just a diss track. It was a statement. That record showed the world that 50 wasn't afraid of anyone, no matter how powerful they were. ATM. This all happened before 50 Cent went through one of the most infamous moments in hip-hop history, the day he was shot 9 times and somehow survived. That event would later become a major turning point in his life, shaping his image as one of the toughest and most unstoppable figures the rap game has ever seen. What does it feel like to be shot? Is it a physical feeling? Yeah. It doesn't hurt as much as people imagine it hurts because of your adrenaline and how the shock of what's actually going on it hurts after. That near-death experience didn't just change 50's life. It transformed everything about him. The shooting left a lasting mark on his voice, giving it that deep, gritty tone fans instantly recognize today. It also reshaped his music style, turning him into a symbol of survival and strength. From that point on, 50 Cent wasn't just a rapper. He became a cultural legend whose story inspired millions. Okay, we'll wait. You could pray for a miracle. What's wrong? The voice don't sound the same. It's better. It's got more pain in it. By the early 2000s, 50 Cent finally crossed paths with Diddy, and that meeting opened up a whole new layer to their history. According to 50, during that time, he was actually ghostwriting for Puff, crafting lines and hooks behind the scenes that would later make their way into Diddy's work. This wasn't just a wild claim, either. It's something that's been confirmed multiple times, including by former Bad Boy and Def Jam rapper Shine, who backed up 50's story publicly. It's one of those moments that made people look at their connection differently, realizing that before all the beef, there was once a bit of creative crossover between them. But when it come to the tough guy and the hardcore rapping, you can't do that. Like, when I met him, he was writing raps for Diddy on Forever, right? And this is after he got poked up. This is after Gotti and them poked him up in the hit factory and he ran to the cops and he got an order protection and he was walking around with the police. NYPD was holding him down. Swear to God. He was in Daddy's house and in the lounge and he had security and he ain't sold one record. Now, here's where things start getting messy. Shine, who confirmed 50's ghostwriting claims, actually had his own feud with 50 Cent later on, even calling him a federal informant at one point. But back when they all first crossed paths, 50 was still mostly known around New York, while Shine was one of Diddy's main artists under Bad Boy Records. According to 50, he wrote Diddy's verse on the track Let's Get It, something he revealed 2 years later on his Guess Who's Back mixtape on the song Not Like Me. 50 even dropped a slick line that hinted at it, saying, "Hoes be like, 50, you so witty on the D like they heard I ghostwrite for P. Diddy." And he didn't stop there. Later that same year, 50 took another jab at Puff on the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack, which was ironically produced by Diddy himself with the line, "I run the city and I don't dance around like Diddy." At that point, the tension between them was still playful, more tongue-in-cheek than serious. But everything started to shift when 50 began noticing some strange behavior from Diddy. He later shared a story about how early in his career, Diddy once offered to take him shopping, a gesture that caught 50 off guard. He joked that it felt like something a guy would do for a woman he was trying to impress. That moment left 50 questioning what Diddy's intentions really were, and it marked the beginning of a much weirder, deeper rift between them. Say he said something to me one time a long time ago at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what did you just say? Let me move. Man, before I do something, you going to make me mess up the wedding. Oh, that's a nice gesture. Let me get out of no. Dude, take me. That's what a guy says to a girl. 50 Cent later joked that he saw this moment as Diddy trying to test the waters, like he was checking boundaries to see how far he could go. He compared it to Diddy, dipping his toes in the baby oil, a slick metaphor 50 used to suggest that Puff might have been seeing how 50 would react to his unusual offer. It became one of those strange stories that added fuel to the mystery surrounding Diddy's behavior, and gave fans plenty to talk about. Yo, why don't we go shopping or some underscore? I mean, I paid for it. I was like, what the underscore, this underscore, just say, I got the underscore away from him. I was like, this underscore, this underscore, just tell me taking me shot my puppy's a fruit pop. Not long after 50's comments started making waves, Diddy finally decided to respond. And of course, he did it in his signature confident style. Rather than getting angry, he brushed it off with a mix of humor and attitude, acting like the whole situation didn't faze him one bit. Still, his reaction only added more curiosity to the ongoing tension between the two. I asked 50 about that. He said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping. Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy. Wait, why did you and just why not? I mean, y'all can't see it. No, we can't see. Y'all can't see that he loves me. But you really hold on. You really think that's hate? You really, when you really break it down, you've been out here a long time. You know he loves me. I don't think he like it cause P. Diddy be wanting to buy it, and you got to tell him no. By the mid-2000s, 50 Cent wasn't just a rapper anymore. He was a global phenomenon. His rise was unstoppable, dominating charts worldwide with hit after hit. At this point, he had 7 #1 singles and over 20 top 10 tracks, proving he was one of the most powerful forces in music. It wasn't just about the music, either. 50 was securing massive endorsement deals and sponsorships left and right, turning his name into a full-blown brand. From his business moves to his music dominance, he had officially become one of the biggest stars on the planet, with his influence reaching far beyond hip-hop. Curtis Jackson again. You guys know without a doubt I promote Vitamin Water the best. Vitamin Water up. None of those other guys would do that. It was obvious that 50 Cent wasn't like most rappers in the game. He was built different. While many artists focus solely on music, 50 had a sharp business mindset that set him apart from nearly everyone except maybe Eminem, who shared a similar drive. 50 launched his own record label, built a clothing line, and made smart investments that paid off big time, even securing major stock shares in several companies. He wasn't just making money from hit records. He was building an empire. Every move showed that 50 wasn't just playing the rap game, he was owning it. So you bought the company? No. So I ended up having about almost 10% of it. And it was sold to Coca-Cola for $100. You made $100 million. Well, for $1 billion they actually sold the company for him. It almost seemed like 50 Cent had everything Diddy ever wanted. He had the fame, the power, and the respect both in the streets and in the spotlight. Women viewed him as a full-blown sex symbol, while the streets respected him as a real one who'd earned his stripes. That rare balance of toughness and charm made 50 unstoppable. The kind of star who could dominate the charts while still keeping his street credibility intact. And for someone like Diddy, who always wanted to control both worlds, that had to sting just a little. He had a thing with wanting to be one, but not positioned to be one street-wise, but positioned to be one industry-wise. And they call that a paper gangster. From being an intern to being on the cover of the Rolling Stone. There you are in your underwear. Look at that. Watching the documentary now, it's crystal clear why Diddy might have felt some serious envy toward 50 Cent. Even though Diddy was already seen as one of the biggest mogul in the game, 50 had something money couldn't buy. That raw magnetic presence. Whenever 50 walked into a room, everyone noticed. He carried an aura that demanded respect without even saying a word. Diddy, on the other hand, had the fame and fortune, but that natural energy, that untouchable street power mixed with global influence was something he couldn't quite replicate. It's easy to see how that could have rubbed him the wrong way. 50 Cent Lloyd Banks and Young Buck, otherwise known as Gun in the House. Give it up. Oh! By 2005, 50 Cent had cemented himself as a true heavyweight in the music industry. His success wasn't just about his own records anymore. Both new and veteran artists were eager to sign with his label, Gun It Records, hoping to be part of his unstoppable movement. During an interview on The Howard Stern Show, 50 revealed a wild story about a potential deal with rapper Mace. According to him, Mace was ready to join Gun It, but things fell apart fast when Diddy stepped in. Diddy allegedly demanded $2 million just to release Mace from his Bad Boy Records contract. That steep price tag stopped the deal in its tracks, and it became yet another moment that fueled the growing tension between 50 and Diddy in the industry. What about the Sean P. Diddy Combs? You had a feud with him, but you made up, right? Yeah, me and Puff. He had issues over the Maze project. He had given him the go-ahead to go find a new opportunity. And when Maze first came to me, he didn't actually have a material that I was excited about, but I let him come with me on a tour and he created some material that I was excited about. And when we came back with me and Puff to try and make the deal, he was being unreasonable. I think he felt like Mace was like the last piece to his legacy considering Biggie's not there and the Lox is gone. And I never got paid what I was worth, and I never got the respect I was worth. So this thing that I got for Puff is more like you trying to keep me here. __. I'm not here. All my peers is up here. All my peers are bosses. When it's time, just like somebody raised somebody up, you know, they did work with you. They go from your lawman to maybe A&R to something else. He just kept trying to keep me right here like he didn't want me to grow at anything. Now, you called a Puff Daddy a soft __ in one of your songs. NIGGA in one of your songs. But you're sorry you did that now. Huh? Well, I'm not sorry cause I meant it when I said it. After that situation with Mace, things took a dark turn. The gloves were completely off. 50 Cent stopped holding back and went straight for the jugular, publicly linking Diddy to the murder of the notorious B.I. It was one of the boldest accusations ever made in hip-hop, and it sent shockwaves through the culture. What made it even more chilling was that new information later suggested that Diddy and Biggie might not have been as close as everyone once thought. From the outside, it looked like they had a tight brotherhood. But behind the scenes, the connection wasn't nearly as solid. 50's claim threw major fuel on that fire, turning their feud into something much deeper and far more personal. I heard somebody yell. You know, they shot at Digger's car and then, I just jumped out. My car, and I ran directly to his car, and like all the doors were open. In 2006, 50 Cent dropped a track called The Bomb, and it was another moment where he proved he wasn't afraid to stir things up. On this record, 50 kept his trademark boldness alive, throwing sharp lines and heavy energy that made fans instantly pay attention. Every verse hit like a warning shot, reminding everyone that 50 was still a force to be reckoned with in hip-hop. They're going to kill us all. Man, Puffy know who hit that __ man. That _ soft. He scared them boy from the west side to break him off. Chop on his ass. And to top it all off, 50 Cent added something extra at the end of the record that really caught listeners off guard. He had a knack for ending songs with a punch. Whether it was a bold statement, a hidden jab, or a subtle message aimed at someone specific, this outro made sure fans knew the track wasn't just music. It was a message. I guess this means I won't be invited to the white parties in the Hampton. I don't give a __ I won't hang out with your ass. No way. Got me __ running around. __ Mig __ I __ your __ up __ you crazy __ crazy __ matter of fact. You know what? I don't want to do the deal no more. Deal no more. __ the deal __ By this point, it was obvious that 50 Cent wanted nothing to do with Diddy or his image anymore. He completely distanced himself from the Diddy hype train and started calling him out in ways nobody else dared to. 50 even went as far as suggesting that Diddy held some responsibility in the death of a notorious B.I., a rumor that had floated around the industry for years. He didn't sugarcoat his feelings either, making it clear he thought Diddy was moving in strange ways long before most people caught on. Looking back now, it feels like 50 was way ahead of his time. Almost 20 years early in spotting the cracks in Diddy's public persona, while others were still trying to stay in Diddy's good graces, showing up to his parties and playing along with his flashy lifestyle. 50 was in the shadows, cooking up diss tracks and planning his next strategic move. The feud even spilled into the business world, with both of them going head-to-head over their vodka brands as Diddy pushed his famous Ciroc, trying to keep his edge in the game. Attaboy, great Sack Ultra Premium Perfectly Smooth. Meanwhile, 50 Cent launched his own liquor brand, Effing Vodka, stepping directly into Diddy's territory. And of course, he couldn't resist taking shots while doing it. He started calling Sir Diddy's prize vodka brand Puffy Juice, mocking both the name and the image Diddy built around it. The nickname caught on fast, with fans repeating it all over social media, turning 50's joke into yet another viral moment in their long-ending rivalry. Now, what about any beef going on right now that we need to jump on? I'm not paying attention to none of them. Oh, no more Puffy Juice. No more Puffy Juice. 50 Cent didn't just stop at jokes. He took it a step further by claiming that Effing Vodka was on a whole different level than Ciroc. According to him, his vodka had a superior blend because it was made from wheat, giving it a smoother, richer taste. Meanwhile, he teased Diddy's brand, calling Ciroc Puffy's Juice, and pointing out that it was made from grapes instead. It was classic 50, turning business competition into another entertaining chapter of his ongoing feud with Diddy. That's not really beef, though. That's just competitiveness. Alright, so you and Diddy, you and Puff cool. No, I don't. Okay, damn. Alright, I didn't know what talking and vodka. We talking SIA side by side. No, we don't even say their name. We just talking about SR. Yeah. Just S-Rock. And if anything you know when the bar runs out and it's just like, well, what else do you? What's the last thing you have that nobody's buying? Yeah, that right there. Now that the music battles, business rivalries, and even those so-called shopping sprees are being covered, it's time to dig into what many believe is a real reason 50 Cent keeps pressing Diddy. And it's personal. In recent years, Daphne Joy, whose real name is Daphne Knobs, became a major part of the story. She's a model and actress who also happens to be 50 Cent's ex-girlfriend and the mother of his youngest son, Sia Jackson. The two dated between 2011 and 2012, but their relationship ended shortly after Sia was born. Things between them weren't smooth. Their split involved accusations of domestic disputes and property damage, though the domestic abuse charge was later dropped. Fast forward nearly a decade later, and in 2021, photos began. Over business. If he liked the girl, he liked the girl. I don't care. But the trolling didn't stop there. Not long after, 50 shared another post. This time, a photo of himself with their son. Sire, joking, "Oh snap, that's your mommy over there with Puffy. These women be wild." It was pure 50, turning a personal situation into viral entertainment, all while keeping his ongoing feud with Diddy alive and louder than ever. Did you do that just to underscore with Diddy? No. That was ahead of the thing with Daphne or whatever like that. But your man, I ain't kissing the mouth in 10 years. Man. Somebody got to kiss him. Man. By this stage, 50 Cent had already been siding Diddy's behavior for over 2 decades, convinced something about him was off. So, even though 50 publicly played it cool, acting like he didn't care about Diddy and Daphne Joy, deep down that had to sting. Imagine seeing the mother of your child spending time with the same man you've been calling out for years. Your arch rival. That's not just awkward, it's personal on a whole different level. Even for someone as unshakable as 50, watching that unfold had to hit hard, especially considering how long he's viewed Diddy as someone he can't stand or trust. So, we coming to you live. Did late nights. Things exploded even more when the shocking Diddy files surfaced in March of last year. Music producer Rodney Jones filed a lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs, accusing him of sex trafficking and detailing disturbing claims about what allegedly went on behind the scenes. In the lawsuit, Daphne Joy was named as one of several women reportedly receiving monthly payments from Diddy, allegedly to help recruit others into his circle. Now, it's important to make this clear. No one besides Diddy himself has been charged in connection with these accusations. And even with all that heat, Diddy has managed to avoid full accountability in many of his cases. Still, as of now, reports say he's serving a 4-year sentence with time already credited. When all this news broke, 50 Cent wasted no time jumping right back into the chaos. And his reaction was classic 50. He went online and unleashed a storm of posts going at Diddy and Daphne with full force. One of his now viral comments read, "I didn't know you was a sex worker. You little sex worker. LOL. Your life's a movie. You moved a mile away hoping to have another baby with me, but I was busy. So, you went back and started getting money from Brother Love." He didn't stop there either. Shortly after, 50 appeared on stage with Nicki Minaj. And at the end of his set, he took another public jab, using the moment to keep the spotlight on Diddy's scandals and to remind everyone that his feud wasn't cooling off anytime soon. While all this chaos was unfolding in public, 50 Cent decided to take things to court, filing for full custody of his son, Sire Jackson. In his filing, 50 claimed that Daphne Joy had allegedly been involved in Diddy's so-called free-course, saying it created an unsafe environment for their child. Daphne fired back immediately, calling his claims complete lies and strongly denying any connection to those accusations or any kind of illegal activity. This messy back and forth wasn't just about custody. It showed how personal this entire feud had become for 50. It wasn't only about old beef, business, or music anymore. It was about protecting his family and watching his longtime rival's empire crumble from the inside out. Many believe this is exactly why 50 pushed even harder to bring Diddy's secrets to light, pouring energy into creating and executive producing the Netflix documentary Sean Combs, The Reckoning. The doc has exposed Diddy's alleged manipulative behavior, questionable power moves, and darker side to a global audience. Through it all, 50's mission became crystal clear. He didn't just want revenge anymore. He wanted the world to finally see Diddy for who he truly was. No filters, no flashy image, just raw truth laid bare for everyone to witness. Stuff behind the scenes that you don't know because that's what be agitating. Like James Cruz, people around him, is doing stuff and they doing it in his behalf. So he can act like he has no idea what's going on. But it's coming from him. I was looking for you. I told you get your hand out my pocket. Man, get your hand out my pocket. I see what you're doing. 50 Cent didn't just attach his name to the documentary. He actively helped bring it to life. Behind the scenes, he connected producers with key sources who might not have spoken out otherwise. Many of these insiders had stayed quiet for years, afraid of the potential fallout that could come from exposing Diddy's world. But with 50 backing the project, they felt safer. That co-sign from him gave their stories weight and credibility. It showed how deeply invested 50 was in making sure every hidden truth finally came to light. Yeah, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about for years. People laugh at the jokes about baby oil and the rumored free course, thinking it was just 50 Cent clowning around. But what most didn't realize was that these stories were only scratching the surface. The documentary peeled back the curtain on 3 decades of alleged manipulation, power moves, and betrayal linked to Diddy's rise to fame. It exposed claims that he built his empire by stepping on anyone in his way, allegedly backstabbing countless people who helped him climb to the top. The most shocking part, even the notorious B.I., the man everyone believed was his closest friend, was rumored to have been one of those betrayed. The revelations painted a darker, colder picture of Diddy's legacy than anyone had ever imagined. When I got the record deal, all I got cut short. So, it's like he Jesus to me. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause he just saved me and it's real and I go all out. Now, I ain't saying none of that. I'm not Jesus. That part of the story still stands out as the most shocking and unforgivable. In the entertainment world, shady deals and backstabbing competitors are sadly nothing new. It happens all the time. But allegedly turning on your top artist and someone the world believed was your best friend, that hits different. The idea that Diddy could have played a part in putting the notorious B.I.B. in harm's way, all while later acting like the grieving friend, smiling for cameras and dancing in music videos is chilling to even think about, especially when you consider how much he fueled the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. A feud that changed hip-hop forever and cost lives in the process. If the claims are true, it means a man many saw as a mogul and mentor might have had a much darker role in one of rap's most tragic chapters. Industry insiders say there was a rivalry between Tupac's Death Row Record Company and Biggie Smalls' Bad Boy Entertainment. And to make things even worse, it's been alleged that Biggie's funeral, the massive high profile,